Coco Gauff, Taylor Townsend and others join hands as 29-year-old American star announces tennis retirement. Out of nowhere, 29-year-old Chris Eubanks announced that he is retiring from professional tennis. Many remember his outstanding run at Wimbledon 2023, where he reached the quarterfinals and won hearts with his fearless game. What made the announcement even more touching was the emotional message he shared, which moved fellow players like Coco Gauff and others. On November 17, Eubanks posted on Instagram about his journey from a young boy in Atlanta to a professional tennis player. He wrote, "If you had told this little boy from the south side of Atlanta that he would have accomplished all that he did, he wouldn't believe you. Two-time ACC Player of the Year? Yeah, right. Wimbledon quarter-finalist? No chance. An Olympian? Unfathomable. I was given opportunity to travel around the world and form incredible relationships, all while fulfilling a lifelong dream of playing professional tennis. I can't put into words how blessed I have been, tough to say for certain, but if it is, hoop-de-doo. It's been an incredible ride." Though he's left the door slightly open, for now Eubanks is stepping back from the sport after struggling with injuries. Eubanks started playing tennis at a very young age and was coached by his father until he was 13. He made his ATP Tour debut in 2015 at the Atlanta Open, losing to Radek Stepanek, and in 2016 he lost to Riley Opelka at the same tournament. After graduating from Georgia Tech in 2017, he spent several years mostly playing on the Challenger Tour. And then in early 2023 he broke into the world's top 100 and then made headlines by reaching the Wimbledon quarterfinals at age 27, with his big serve and crisp one-handed backhand. While still playing, Eubanks also started working as a commentator for the Tennis Channel, perhaps already thinking of life after tennis. He balanced playing with media duties, including on-court interviews at the US Open. During this time he became close friends with fellow American players Coco Gauff, Frances Tiafoe, and Ben Shelton. Eubanks has said he is especially close with Gauff, whom he's known for years. Eubanks has even described Gauff as a big sister figure. Now, at 29, after dealing with recurring injuries, Eubanks has decided to retire from professional tennis to focus on his career in commentary. He works as a tennis analyst for ESPN and recently conducted on-court interviews at the 2025 US Open. During his career he reached a world ranking of 29, competed in last year's Olympics in Paris, and won an ATP title at the 2023 Mallorca Open. Although his career was short, it was full of memorable moments. Evidenced by the fact that as soon as the post went live, fellow athletes quickly reacted to the news. A flood of support in Chris Eubanks' comments section. Coco Gauff reshared his post with the caption, "From Union Crossing Courts in ATL to Center Court Wimbledon. GOAT for lifey." Gauff's long-standing friendship with Eubanks is well documented, having grown up as neighbors in Atlanta. In fact, the two even played mixed doubles together at the 2018 US Open. Taylor Townsend commented on the post, "Whoopie-doo my Patna. Proud of everything you have done and will do. You are a champ on and off the court." During Townsend's verbal spat with Yelena Ostapenko at the US Open, where Ostapenko called her uneducated, Eubanks was quick to jump to the defense of his compatriot on Instagram Threads, decrying Ostapenko's choice of words. Even Francesca Di Lorenzo commented, "Proud of you for everything you've done." Chris raising hands light skin tone, clapping hands light skin tone. Belgian tennis legend and another old friend of Eubanks, Kim Clijsters, added a simple emoji, smiling face with hearts, while Serena Williams' ex-coach and commentator Patrick Mouratoglou wrote, "Oh Christopher. What a ride it's been. So much to be proud of. Welcome to the other side, Red Heart." Back in 2019 Eubanks, Gauff, and Williams all trained with Mouratoglou in Boca Raton, prompting the more personal testimonial. It shows that Chris Eubanks' journey touched people all over the world, and there's a reason for that. The late autumn sun cast its last golden line across the stadium seats, glinting off the metallic edge of the podium at the center of the court. The place was familiar to millions, Arthur Ashe Stadium, but tonight it carried a different kind of electricity. There was no match scheduled, no late-night thriller, no tiebreaks trembling on the edge of breathless anticipation. Instead, fans filled the stands for something bittersweet, the farewell of a beloved American tennis star. At 29, Madison Keys, the girl with the bullet serve, the heavy forehand, the shy smile that blossomed into confidence, had decided it was time to retire from professional tennis. She had hinted at it after the US Open, but no one expected the announcement to come this soon. Yet here she was, with a calmness in her eyes that suggested she was ready. Cameras clicked like cicadas. The crowd hushed. And behind her, standing in a semicircle like a constellation of support, were some of the players she had grown up with, fought against, inspired, and been inspired by. Coco Gauff, Taylor Townsend, Sloane Stephens, Jessica Pegula. A sprinkling of past coaches and longtime friends. The tennis sisterhood, gathered in one place for one night, to honor one of their own. Madison stepped up to the microphone. "I didn't expect," she said with a tiny laugh, "to be this emotional already." The fans roared back in gentle encouragement. She took a deep breath. "I've lived so much of my life inside these lines. From the moment I held a racket, I wanted to belong to this sport. And this sport made me who I am. But sometimes the heart knows when it's time to turn a page." Her voice trembled only once when she said, "I'll miss you all." Behind her, Coco Gauff swallowed hard. It hadn't been long since Coco had lifted her first Grand Slam, right here in New York. Madison had been one of the first people to text her afterwards. "So proud of you. Keep blazing trails." Over the years, Coco had come to see Madison not just as an opponent or occasional hitting partner, but as a mentor who understood the weight of expectations, the grind of travel, the loneliness behind hotel walls, and the joy of winning when people doubted you. Tonight, those memories flickered like old home videos. When Madison finished her speech, she stepped aside, and it was Coco who walked forward first. Can I give you a hug?" Coco asked through the microphone, her voice half choked, half laughing. Madison nodded, and the two embraced under the floodlights. The stadium erupted into applause. Coco pulled back and looked at her. "You know, you were one of the first players who made me feel like I belonged on tour," she said. "I don't think you ever got enough credit for how much you influenced the next generation. But we felt it. We really did." Madison covered her mouth, overwhelmed. Taylor Townsend stepped forward next, her trademark boldness softened by emotion. "Girl," she said, shaking her head with a smile, "you do not know what you mean to us." The crowd laughed. "You were one of the first people to check on me when my ranking dropped. You were one of the first to cheer when I climbed back up. That's family. And you're always going to be family to me." She wrapped Madison in a fierce hug, and the players behind her applauded. Then Sloane Stephens, ever composed, added, "We've grown up together in this sport. We've shared locker rooms, plane rides, practice courts, therapy sessions.